I don't know what I'd do without the Lord. When I look around and see what the Lord has done for me, don't know what I'd do without the Lord. No, I don't know what I'd do without the Lord. No, I don't know what I'd do without the Lord. When I look around and see what the Lord has done for me, don't know what I'd do without the Lord. I don't know what I'd do without the Lord. Come on, sing. I don't know what I'd do without the Lord. When I look around and see what the Lord has done for me, don't know what I'd do without the Lord. Don't know what I'd do without you, Lord. No, I don't know what I'd do without you, Lord. When I look around and see what the Lord has done for me, I don't know what I'd do without you, Lord. Lord, we give you praise.
Yes.
We don't know what we would do. Without you, we would be nothing.
Yes, God.
We would be like a ship without a sail. We would fail without your rest. Thank you, God. Hallelujah. Oh, God, for coming down to see about us.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. Oh, God, you're concerned about us. You said you would perfect that which concerns us. So what concerns us concerns you. So thank you for this fellowship. Thank you for this time with that dear brother and sister and the saints here. Thank you for the fellowship of the Spirit.
Yes.
Thank you, God, for the agreement
Yes.
that's in this place. Yes. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Yes.
Thank you for the agreement. Thank you for the agreement.
Thank
Thank you for the power of agreement.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Oh, God. Thank you, Lord. Yes, we stand in agreement
Yes, God.
with your word.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Every promise.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Every promise.
Every yes.
Hallelujah. It's yea and amen.
Yes, God.
To the glory of the Father. So thank you for Bishop Cole. Thank you for Pastor Joanna. Thank you for the saints here. Oh, God, thank you for this hallowed ground.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you for what you're doing in our lives. And thank you for what you're going to do. We stand in anticipation. And we agree, God, that you are going to fulfill every promise in your word and the ones you gave to us individually.
Yes.
You've spoken to our hearts.
Hallelujah.
Oh, God, deposited into us. And you're going to bring everything to pass. So we stand, oh, God, rejoicing and praising you. Thank you for this wonderful time. Bless our time spend your words, God. Thank you for the deposit. Woo, God. Thank you for the deposit. Hallelujah. Thank you for the deposit.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
God, we stand in need of a deposit.
Yes.
A direct deposit.
Yes. Woo. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and we don't even know, oh God, when and how it's just going to happen.
Yes.
The direct deposit into our account. Not on my key. Thank you for the direct deposit. Thank you for the direct deposit.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you for the direct deposit.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you for the direct deposit. Thank you for the direct deposit.
Thank you, Lord. Bless your name, God. Hallelujah.
The direct deposit
Hallelujah.
into our account.
Thank you, Jesus.
Devil can't stop it.
Hallelujah.
All he can do is watch. Create a table before us in the very presence of all of our enemies. Our cup is running over.
Thank you, God.
Goodness and mercy. Following me. Following us.
Yes.
Send your word forward.
Send your word, God.
Thank you for doing it.
Thank you, Lord.
In Jesus' name. Amen. Can we give God praise? God is up to something. Enemy said, I don't know what's going on. Something will happen. They got nervous. Heard a sound.
know that's right. Thank God.
All right, we wanna dive right in. We're gonna just feel so comfortable in this place.
Amen.
Yes.
Thank God for the spirit of agreement.
Yes.
And we're going to dive into the word. We'll talk a little later, so we're going to reverse the order. Usually, they talk and they preach. Well, I'm going to preach then talk. Is that all right?
That's all right.
I'm just going to dive in.
Amen.
Gonna dive in. Genesis 22.
Amen.
Genesis 22. Been meditating on this and just bless my soul. Genesis 22, familiar passage of scripture. And just turn with me there and we'll read and then we'll go on. Genesis 22. So this wonderful Father's Day weekend. Thank God for the fathers. Genesis 22. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt or test or try Abraham. And said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. Lord Jesus. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you.
Yeah.
And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. Help me say together.
Together.
There we go. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood. But where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Isaac said, My son, God will provide himself
Yes, he will.
a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went, both of them, up, there it is again, together. All right, then going to switch real quick to John, Gospel of Jesus Christ according to John, chapter 4, very familiar verse. Just going to lift that one companion verse, and we're going to read 4 and 24. John 4 and 24. Let's read 23. 4:23, John. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers
Yes, yes.
shall worship the Father.
Yes.
Here we come. In spirit and in truth. For the Father, the Father seeketh such
Yes.
to worship him. God is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Heaven is hiring. Heaven is hiring. Heaven is hiring. So we want to talk about the who, the what, the when, the where, and the why of worship.
I like
Who?
that.
Who? The what, the when, the where, the why of worship. We have in Genesis 22 one of the foundational doctrinal scriptures of the faith. We have here God speaking to Abraham again. He's spoken to him before.
Yes.
Has God spoken to anybody before?
Yes.
He's spoken to us before.
Yes.
He's promised some things before, but he's going to promise some more
Yes.
again.
Again.
Right? God is. Anybody like direct deposit?
Yes.
I love. Remember when it first came out? We were all nervous. But where's it going to hit? Or what if it doesn't hit? What am I? I need my money. I must confess, one time it didn't work. And then I said, y'all gonna give me my money today. I work, y'all owe me money. But it works, and so you don't have to go to the bank and fill out the slips and it's automatically transferred. Come on now.
Woo!
Into your
Instantly.
account.
Love it.
Okay?
Okay.
And so where God is depositing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
God is depositing.
Thank you.
And so he wants to deposit in the right account. Sometimes numbers can get transposed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know.
And money can go to the wrong place.
Yes.
I want my money.
Yes.
I need my money. God wants you to have what belongs to you.
Yes.
And so we need to understand God's depositing, and he's looking for those to deposit into. Because he's not going to deposit into everybody.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
my God.
Well, all right now. Well, all right now.
When I can't say a word.
My God.
We have in Genesis 22 sound doctrine. We must take our time and understand what the Lord is teaching us. The Word is teaching us that we have a command from heaven. We have a command from God. It's a stunning, unexpected, gut-wrenching, heart-rending command from God. Go take your son. He's not just your son. He's your only son. He's the one I promised you I'd give you. And this is the son of promise he's going to lead my people.
Yes.
This is the one that's going to, from him, you're going to have children as the sand that's on the seashore.
That's right. That's right.
As many as stars in the sky. This son,
This son.
I need you to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever done that to God?
Yeah.
You need to run that back, God. I didn't get that. Say a little slower.
I know that's right.
Because I didn't get that.
Yeah.
God is commanding.
He is commanding.
He is commanding. And he's commanding those that will receive his deposit.
Yes.
Those are the ones. This is unusual. This is almost perplexing. This command from God to do what is almost antithetical. It's the opposite of what we would expect.
Thank you, God.
Amen.
Yes.
Takes the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
God.
Help us, God. Thank you. Thank you.
Second, we have this prefiguring of God the Father giving God the Son
Yes.
as a sacrifice for the sins of the world. For what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh, God sending, he's sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh. That's God.
That's God.
He's sending. He's sending. He's sending his Son for us.
Thank you, Lord.
And so we have this doctrine of commanding. God gives us direction
Yes.
to follow.
Yes.
And then he's going to give us a substitute, a vicarious sacrifice. And so this is God. We have to start with God.
Yes.
In the beginning, God.
Yes.
All right? And then the writer of Hebrews said that those three words in front of God is sacrilegious. So I'm not going to say anything before God. I'm just going to start Hebrews 1 out with God. Who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, had in these last times spoken unto us by his Son.
God.
Start with God. You don't know what to do, start with God.
Yeah. Oh, that's the truth.
Start with God.
That's right.
Start with God.
Start with God.
That's where you need to start. That is the starting
That's
point.
right. That's right.
Start with God.
Start with God.
Right? Not your denomination,
you go.
start with God.
What you say?
There you go. There you go.
Not your reformation, start with God.
There you go.
Not your group, start with
God.
God.
I like that.
Start with God.
That's right. That's right.
So it starts with God. Worship starts with God.
God.
I like that.
Worship starts with God. It's all about God. God is the center and the core
Yeah. Oh.
of worship.
Yes.
He's the focus and the focal point of worship. He's the nucleus and the essence of worship.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
Yes, he is.
yes.
Yes, he is.
God is the subject.
Yes.
God is the object.
Yes.
God is the noun.
Yes.
God is the verb. God is the predicate. God.
God. Yes, he
Love it.
is.
Go ahead and preach.
Yes, he is.
I love it.
We done made it. Everything is not.
Yeah.
Start with God. Worship is about the bread of life. It's the fountain of living waters.
Yes,
Worship
yes,
is about
yes.
the God of the good shepherd.
Yes.
He's the Jehovah Rapha,
Uh-huh,
Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi,
Yes,
Jehovah
yes,
Shammah,
yes.
Jehovah
Come on,
Sinkanu,
come on. Yeah,
Jehovah Rohi.
yeah.
Hi, God!
Ah, yeah.
Worship is about the one who sits upon the throne
Yes, he is.
and unto the Lamb. He is the one,
He is the one.
the only one.
Mm.
And so the problem is, Brother Bishop, why are we seeing all this stuff
Mm.
and they call it worship?
My Lord. Say it. Say it.
It's not what we've made it. Okay? It's not this ornate, man-made, theatrical production.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
It's not white smoke creeping across the state.
Go ahead.
Y'all ain't saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not a big band.
Say
No.
it. Say it.
Not a big praise team. It's not liturgical dances.
Say it.
I'm okay. Okay. It's about God.
Yes.
It's not about music sets for 15 minutes.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. B3 organ, Hammond, doing all this waving stuff. And okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
But you didn't start with God.
Woo.
You way off.
My
You way off. You over here. And God is like, what
you doing?
God is saying, you who? God is saying, I'm over here.
Right.
Over here. I'm over here. We way off.
Yes. Woo, Jesus.
Doing whatever it is we call we doing.
Woo.
Pastor.
Woo, yeah.
Sometimes I don't know what that is. You go somewhere, what
In the world.
what is that?
Thank you, Lord.
Okay. That's what it's not.
Uh-huh.
So we gotta start with God, and let's find out what worship is.
Start with God.
Start with God.
First start with God, and then understand that worship is the Hebrew word is shaka. It means to get low. It means to prostrate oneself. That's what it means. It means to crouch down, to fall down, to humble oneself.
Yes.
All these singers.
My Lord, my Lord. Huh?
Everybody gotta have a mic,
Right, go ahead, Mike.
right?
Yeah.
Start with God and get low.
Thank you, Lord.
Exalt Him
Yes. Yes.
and humble yourself.
Yes.
And then we done flip that thing around,
Yes.
right? God is an afterthought, and it's all about us. No, it's not about us. It's about Jesus Christ and Him crucified.
Yes.
So, yeah, shaka in Hebrew. In Greek, it's proskuneo. Love that word, proskuneo. It means literally to kiss like a dog would kiss his master. I know we're not maybe dog lovers, but you know, you have someone that has a dog and they want to come, they licking all on you.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, but it's showing affection. God's showing His love, and that's how we are to show affection to God.
I love it. I love it.
That's what we're supposed to do. It's showing affection. You don't need a whole lot of noise, and you don't need all this and that. If we just get your mind right, get out of self
Oh. Yeah.
and focus on heaven.
Yes.
Worship is spiritual.
Yes.
Worship is spiritual. We made it carnal.
Woo. God, yes.
I need some help in here.
Yeah.
We made it what it's not.
My God.
God is a spirit. Worship is divine and mystical. It's holy and heavenly. It's sacred and sanctified.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is.
Therefore, worship also must be sincere and genuine, earnest and true. It must be heartfelt and transparent and truthful. It cannot be fake.
No.
It cannot be phony.
No.
It cannot be a fraud.
Come on, right.
And you just ask a 5-year-old. Just ask a 5-year-old. It just, you know, if it passed the kindergarten test. What did I learn in kindergarten? Mommy, why are they doing that?
That's right.
Yeah.
If the 5-year-old can't understand,
Yes.
because they can feel that it's not real.
Yes.
It's just something about it. It's just not right.
It ain't right. It ain't right.
Come on, y'all.
It ain't right.
And heaven is looking for some true worshipers.
Yes.
Looking for folks that don't mind what other folks think, and don't mind what folks say, and don't mind folk adding, don't mind none of that. I want to get through to God.
Yes.
ourselves. Yeah, okay, we get to corporate worship. Yeah, we do that. But you need to learn how to get through the darkness for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Feed us. Feed us. Amen.
My God.
Stop riding on mama's coattail.
Ooh, yes.
Waiting for the choir to get up.
Ooh.
What if the choir have an off day?
Yes.
Yes.
Praise team have an off day.
Yes.
That's right.
You don't get the A team, you get the Z team. You
Yes.
know where you got that from. Jesus.
Yes.
I mean, we talk about ourselves, we've been places, they be like, whoa.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Again with your worship.
All right. We're going to start with God, and then we're going to have true worship.
Yes.
If you don't worship God, watch this. You're going to worship something.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
God is looking for true worship.
Yes.
Because this worship is out here.
Yes, it is.
And I don't know what they're doing.
My God.
But they're worshiping what? Idols.
Yes.
Images made with hands.
Yes.
Old Testament Israel was reproved by God over and over
Over
again
again.
for worshiping idols.
Idols. That's right. That's right.
Huh?
That's true.
They worship the golden calf that Aaron fashioned.
Yes.
Just got out of Egypt. Just got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Just got our convocation. I mean, just got our
Bless.
just got our revival. Just came from the 4th meeting you done been to this year. How many meetings you need to go to get delivered? Even Jay said, how many times you gotta get loose?
Yeah.
My God, my
Every
God.
year you going to women now want to do. Well, I thought you got loose action.
Glory. Say it.
Okay.
A good
Keep it
loose.
real.
I'm just-
Keep it real.
Ahab and Jezebel caused God's people to worship Baal. They set up graven images and groves. They did all this stuff. But let's not throw rocks. We live in glass houses too.
Yes, we do.
Come on now.
We worship our cars,
Yes.
our houses, our jobs. We worship our children.
Yes.
We worship all this vain stuff.
We do. Help us, Lord.
And then we try to come into the church house and worship. God said no. Go ahead and go and worship what you're worshiping. Because I'm not going to be shared with nothing and nobody.
My God.
I know. We didn't do half C's here. No. It's me or nothing. God wants our all. He wants our everything.
Yes, yes.
God is looking for qualified candidates. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
He's looking. He's looking. My mother says he's looking and he's booking. You know I'm right. He's looking for names that are written in the book of life. Because those names who aren't written in the book of life, watch this, we talk about it in the office, those names who are not written in the book of life shall worship the beast. He's going to have a number, the number of a man. All the world, Revelation says, all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, the Antichrist. Right? Who's coming into the world. He's going to have all nations worship him. This false worship. Those that refused to worship God in spirit and in truth. God said, I got something for you. Right? You want to worship man? Go ahead. You can worship man. Because man worships man.
Yes.
And women are worshiping women.
Yes.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on. They're worshiping. Oh, I don't need no man. Oh, you're worshiping. You're worshiping. You're worshiping. And so we need to be, we need to get God back in the center, in the focus, and we need to understand that God will not share his glory with another.
That's right.
We need to worship him. Who the worship? God. The why we get there, but the who is God. It's got to be God. And God wants us at a specific time, watch this, to worship him. When are we supposed to worship God? Well, the Old Testament, there was the morning and the evening sacrifice. Elisha met with the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. He let them go first. So y'all got the morning sacrifice. I'll take.
Yeah.
I'll take the evening sacrifice. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So I just I'm gonna rebuild the altar. What I want you to do is pour water around y'all. Ain't the water nowhere, been a famine. But get some water from somewhere. Sacrifice Get some water, pour it all around, and I'm going to call on my God. And the God answers by fire, let him be God. And so the evening sacrifice was a sacred time, but David said, you know what? Morning and at noon and evening will I.
Yes.
But then he thought about how good God has been. Anybody thought about how good God has been? Anybody think about the goodness of Jesus and all that he has done? How your soul cries out. David said, wait a minute, morning and noon and evening, that's not enough. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make a boast in the Lord. You need to learn how to worship God for yourself. Let's not wait for a crowd. Stop waiting for a bishop to pump you up, time you up, pastor to pat you up. No. Learn how to get through to God for yourself. Worship him in spirit and in truth. Worship him. Be the one that acknowledges his sacrifice for you. All the time. This is what God has done, and I'm going to worship him. I'm going to praise him all the time. I'm going to do it wherever I go. I don't have to wait till I come to church house. I don't need the praise team. I don't need the band. I don't need the drums. I don't need the Hammond organ. I'm going to lift up my hands. Hallelujah.
Yes, thank you, God.
I'm going to get through when I'm driving down the road.
Yes,
One eye on the road.
Yes.
One finger on the head. I'm going to give God glory.
I know that's
Hallelujah.
right. I know that's
I'm
right.
not going to wait till the shower. I'm not going to wait till I get with my hand. I'm going to give God praise. I'm going to get through, and I'm going to commune with him.
Yes.
As friend with friend.
Yes.
God is looking for those.
Yes.
He's looking for those that do it. He's doing it because he needs people to understand how we were made. We were fearfully and wonderfully made. And so in the beginning, God made heaven and earth, and he created Adam, and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Man became a living soul. He became like God. Spirit. Spirit. You got too many carnal Christians. Ain't talk about the word, we talk about the church. They carnally come in fussing. They leave fussing. No. Get in the spirit. Get in the spirit. And you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. We are God's workmanship. The Greek word is poema. It means we are God's poem. We are created to worship. We are wired to worship. That's what God wants us to do. And so that's what we do. That's what we do. We worship. Everything else is secondary. Are you hearing me? You worship everything you do. When my wife cooks, she's worshiping. She's giving God glory. When we minister to our spouses, our children, we are worshiping God. Make it honorable. Make it something that is worthy of his reception. God wants to deposit in you, but he can't deposit in you. Got too many carnal things going on. Got too many conflicting thoughts going on. Either gonna believe God or not. Either gonna walk with God or not. Either gonna do this job or not.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm trying to get on because he is worthy.
He is worthy.
Everybody know he's worthy. Everybody God, we're back to God. He's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. That's why he's worthy. If you don't do nothing, he's still worthy. He don't get you out of the mess you made. He's still worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy. So I'm going to give him glory. I'm going to give him praise. I'm going to lift up my hands because he's worthy. I'm not worried about what other folks do. I'm going to give God glory. I'm going to give him praise. I want to get into his presence. I'm going to get low. I'm going to ask God to lift himself and be high. I'm going to lift him up. John said, I wept much. I wept much because no one was found worthy. Thank God for Bishop. Thank God for our fathers in the gospel. We love them, but we worship God. Come on now. We've made a bad habit of worshiping the man. I'm saying that. We spend more time. We spend more time ushering in the bishop. It's his whole train. Not take half an hour. And then when it comes to praise and worship, you cut us off in 14 minutes.
God help us.
Only God is worthy. Only God. The Lamb of God that takes away the sin of the world. He's the he's just spending all his time focusing on man and focusing on what he did. And yeah, he been the pastor for 400 years. That's wonderful. But he gonna die and go on.
That's right. That's right.
And God is still on the throne.
Yes, he is.
I know we give honor to whom honor is due, but I think we kind of gotten overboard.
Yes. Bring it back.
Let's get back to God.
Bring it back.
Let's get back to God. Let's get back to worshiping God. The next day, John seeth Jesus coming, and he said, behold, the Lamb of God takes away all of our sin. We have to worry about all this mess that we just focus on God. For as much as we know that we were not redeemed with corruptible things, as with silver, gold, with your vain conversation, received by tradition from your doctors, but with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot. God is looking for true worship. Worshiping in spirit is man's response to the gift of God. Yeah. So I receive your gift, God. I receive your gift. You sacrificed for me. I receive that, and that's all I need. Everything else is going to be secondary. But if I learn how to get in your presence, and worship you and tell you all about it, celebrate you, oh my God, God will do things that I have not seen nor ear heard. But he's looking for true worship.
Yes, he is.
And if he said he's looking for true worship, that means there's some false worship going on.
Yes.
There's some vain worship going on.
Yes.
And we need to cut that out. We need to stop that. We need to stop it now. We need to correct what we have done wrong.
That's right.
And get into true worship. The woman at the well got it. Yes. She got it. She said, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty for water. Want nobody with her. She was by herself. So that tells you that she was hungry, she was thirsty, she was hurting. And Jesus met her. Hallelujah. Won't Jesus meet you? Won't he meet you? He will meet you if you're hungering and thirsty after righteousness and you really want to worship. He'll meet you. He'll meet you in the middle of the day. Yes. In the heat of the day.
In the heat of the day.
Ain't supposed to be out there. You coming because you know other women ain't out there. You're just trying to sneak out there. But Jesus met her at the well. And she talked about water. And she said, all right, let's talk about water. I'm the living water. I am the fountain of living water. And she didn't get it. She said, okay, well, since you want to talk about me, I'll talk about you. Y'all said we're supposed to worship in Jerusalem. I think we should worship here. What do you say? Right? She said, woman, you still don't get it. The hour cometh and now is. Now is. God wants true worshipers. He's looking, he's booking, he's searching high and he's looking low for folk that really want to get through and walk in spirit. Walk in the flesh, walk in spirit. You can feel, you go on that job, Joanne and I work in the same place. Oh, Lord Jesus, thank you, Lord. Come too close to me, hey, Lord. But we shine the light in darkness. That's worshiping God in spirit and in truth. We shine where somebody say, well, if I was you, you're not me.
That's right, you're not.
You're not me. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know that I touch spirit. I want to get through to the Father.
That's it.
That's my assignment.
That's my assignment.
So whatever y'all doing, whatever mess y'all going on, I want to get through to God. And so I love Jesus. And I love God more than I love the accolades of men.
Yes.
Come on, y'all. Going up and all this carnal stuff, all this mess. Well, how did I do? Did she sing? Shut up. Let's talk about God instead of how wonderful she was. And spending all that time talking about how wonderful she was, and she was singing in the flesh anyhow.
Woo!
Come on, y'all. Let's focus on God. Let's focus on God. Focus on God.
Yes.
Focus on God. Let's clap for God. Let's get excited for God. God and God alone.
Yes.
Because without him, we could do nothing. We sing that old song. Without you, God, I would fail. So anything we do without God is a failure. It's a failure. Anything that you do that God is not the center of is a failure. It's a failure. It's a fraud. It's a fake. Let's get God back in the mix.
Yes.
Without it, we would fail. Without it, we would be drifting like a ship without a sail. So let us sing that song that they sing. I love you, Jesus.
Ooh, yes.
I worship.
And
I just want to tell you.
Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I lift my hand.